Now, I want to tell you about something called The Same Thing Happens Every Night. You girl YouTubers out there, are you married? If you are, how long have you been married? If you have children, how many do you have? If they're not grown, how many did you have? If you had one child, then I don't really call you a parent. But if you have more than one child, then I call you a parent. But people who have one child don't have to go through. You know that the child did it. Now, the same thing happens every night. We have 5 children. And the reason why we have 5 children is because we do not want 6. So here we are at dinner. I sit at this end, my wife sits at this end, and our children sit in the center. The reason why my children enjoy their dinner is because my wife allows them to listen to the music. And children like this. Now my wife looks the situation over. She can tell them they're not going to eat anymore because they pulled around long enough. She says, "Are you pulling around long enough? Everybody go up from the table. Go upstairs. Get into the shower. Take off all your clothes. Please turn on the water." Because if we don't tell them to do that, then they'll just wander around the tub and then get into the bed. Please use soap. That's mostly for my son. Rinse yourselves off. Dry yourselves off. Put on clean pajamas. Get into the bed and go to sleep. Now, if these brain-damaged children would listen, there would be no beatings. But there's going to be a beating tonight. And I kiss the children goodnight, and I try to warn them as they go upstairs. Please, do what your mother says, or somebody's gonna get it tonight. And the children kiss me, and they pat me on my head, and they smile and look at me as if they would say, "Dear man, thank you for your kindness and your whole attitude about this whole thing." Before they get to the top of the stairs, "Will you stop touching me? Are you touching me? You touching me? You touching me? Bang! 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 Bang!" A bunch of upstairs going. So then my wife begins to talk to the ceiling. "All right up there. I know you don't want me to come up there. I don't hear any water running." Now, the first one down is the 7-year-old, the informer. The informer's favorite words are, "Guess what? Mom, Mom, guess what? Ennis took the towel and he popped me on my behind." Go upstairs and tell Alice I said not to do that again, and please take off your clothes. "All right, but I know she's gonna pop me on my behind again because he's always popping people. And so if he pop me on my behind again, I'm gonna tell Mom on you." Go upstairs and tell him I said not to do that again, and please take off your clothes. "All right, but I know he's just gonna pop me on my behind again because he's always popping people." The next one down is the 4-year-old. She is naked and wet. Shampoo gone from her hair into her eyes. She's running in places yelling, "Hey! Hey!" And the child walking with her, also naked and wet, is the informer with a smile on her face. See, Mom, I told you. I just poured water on her baby and she will gone from her hair into her eyes. She may be blinded for life. And the last child down is the 11-year-old. His pajamas are stuck to his body because he forgot to dry himself. Said, Mom, I'm trying to take a shower, but these two keep coming to the shower with me. I told him I'm too grown for them to be taking a shower with me. So the baby turns and kicks him. The 7-year-old punches him. He punches the baby. So the 7-year-old. They're fighting. So then my wife comes in with a yardstick. She holds it like a samurai warrior and announces that the beatings will now begin by saying, I have had enough of this. All these three brain damaged people have the nerve to act surprised. They rush. And the thing here is, I'm the goalie, so I can go back to play. And I can tell when it's over, not because I see my wife, because I hear a bunch of upstairs going. So then my wife comes downstairs with a broken stick. She throws it on the table. And here's the funny part. She begins talking out loud to nobody. Tell me you're not going to do something when I tell you to do something. I mean, you move when I say move. I think I carried you in my body for 9 months so you can roll your eyes at me. I'll roll that little hand of yours. You don't know who you're fooling. Well, I'll beat you until you can't grow anymore. I never understood why that happened. My mother and father come over to the house quite often. They're grandparents now. Funny. They're funny people. I've never seen such a turnaround in all my life. My father sat down, reached into his pocket, pulled out a handful of money, and began to pass it out to the children. You know, he made the announcement. Now let's see if Granddad has any money for these wonderful children. Well, 5 children came from everywhere. Shoom. See, the priorities are there. Money for the children. They heard it, understood it, and responded. My father began to pass this money out. As he passed this money out, I thought, this is the same man who, when I was his child, I would ask him for 50 cents. This man would tell me his life story. And my father never told a happy story. For 50 cents, there never was happiness. The man ate dirt till he was 30 years old. That's all there was dirt. And he was thankful to eat that dirt. That's the part I couldn't understand. No matter how much he suffered, he'd always say, and I was thankful to get it. My father walked to school 4 o'clock every morning with no shoes on, uphill, both ways, in 5 feet of snow. And he was thankful. I asked my father to give me $1 for the school picnic. He told me how he killed a grizzly bear with this loose-leaf notebook. Now he's giving money away. My mother kisses every child. Well, just come here and kiss your grandmommy. Mwah, 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 mwah. The mommy just love me to death. And my children think that my mother's the most wonderful person on the face of this earth. And I keep telling my children, that's not the same woman I grew up with. You're looking at an old person that's trying to get into heaven now. Yes, my mother, now grandmother. Same woman when I was a child could not stand my room. The woman would go out to my room and say, would you look at this filth? Now I've already been in the room 5 hours. She wants me to look at it. I said, look at it. My mother was an authority on pigsties. This is the worst looking pigsty I've ever seen in my life. And I want it cleaned up right now. How anyone can live in this filth is beyond me. I love it when they give you another thing coming. If you think that I was put on this earth to be your slave, you've got another thing coming. And mothers are always more interested in the condition of your underwear than your body if you're ever in an accident. And I tell you that, I hope for my sake, if you're ever in an accident, you have on clean underwear. Well, that's what I thought an accident was. Like you're driving a truck. Here comes another truck gonna hit you. Now whether you hit the truck or not, you're going to have soiled underwear. Because first you say it, then you do it. Now here comes your mother to the hospital. Did he have on clean underwear? Yes, we found it in the glove compartment. I love when they get so angry they can't remember your name. So come here, a roar, a roofer, a roofer. What is your name, boy? And don't lie to me because you live here and I'll find out who you are. Take a stick and knock your brains out. I always want to get some calves' brains. Keep them in my hand. My mother hit me in the head, I throw them on the floor. But knowing my mother, when she said, put your brains back in your head. Don't you ever let your brains fall off your head. Have you lost your mind? And that's another thing. They ask you a question, you try and answer, they tell you to shut up. Day and night, night and day, work my fingers to the bone. For what? I don't. Shut up. And when I ask you a question, you keep your trap shut. Think I'm talking to hear myself talk? Answer me. Make me sick. I am just sick of this and I'm sick of you. So sick I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just sick and tired. And tired usually followed sick. Worst meeting I ever got in my life, my mother said, I am just sick. I said, and tired. I don't remember anything after that. But you see, fathers are altogether different. I'm not saying they're better. I'm saying they're different. So my father established our relationship when I was 7 years old. He came to me and said, look, I brought you into this world. I'll take you out. And it don't make no difference to me because I make another one look just like you. And because of my father, between the age of 7 and 15, I thought my name was Jesus Christ. He said, Jesus Christ. And my brother Russell thought his name was Dammit. Dammit, will you stop all that noise? And Jesus Christ, sit down. So one day I'm out playing in the rain. My father said, Dammit, will you get in here? I said, Dad, I'm Jesus Christ. But you see, fathers are more fun than mothers because they're the only people in the house who are allowed to have gas. They don't care because they just, oh. You can tell they're done because they say, oh boy. My father would do it and blame it on invisible animals. Oh, sit down up and run under there. And my brother was dumb enough to look for it. Now here comes my mother. I tell her, oh Lord, what happened in here? My brother said, Mom, there's an elephant under that chair. My mother said, did you see it? My brother said, no, but I lift that up about 2 feet. Do you know my father's favorite game? Come here and pull my finger. Take care of yourselves. They're great. Thank you. Thank you.